But yeah, guys, here we're gonna play Wrestling Gets Real, and go give them a like and a follow.
Hell yeah! Remember when we were doing this on Patreon?
Yeah, dude, I do. Oh, dude, he added in the intro Punk and Perry.
Where's Tony Khan?
Tony's like,
oh, Khan is right there. Okay.
People get mad in the comments. Jesus, play the video. Don't pause the video. It's like, then you go watch the video.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Yeah, like you just go
fucking
watch it. Like people want to watch
you
it.
haven't watched it.
Jesus, if we were drunk sitting in my house, I'd be pausing it like this and going, yo, you know what I mean? So this is why the fucking show exists. Okay, so let's go. There's mass transit.
But the reality was, he did drop me right on my head. Ironically, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, dude. So Dan Severn, UFC legend. I'm watching UFC right now. Main event with Derek Lewis about to go off. And Dan Severn, one of the GOATs, man, one of the OGs, I believe over like 100 fights. And he straight up talked, and it shows up here in the corner, how he got legitimately tombstoned by Owen. So Austin, not the only guy to get his, to get this move botched. I didn't realize this. I thought Owen never did it again. And this is in the Danger attire. So I believe that's after he broke Austin's neck. So let's dive into this here.
He did drop me right on my head. Ironically, Stone Cold Steve Austin called me up.
Wow, that was pretty stiff hairline.
Well, yeah.
Dude.
Stiff as fuck.
I'll say somewhere in the last, 10, 12 months ago, he called me up out of the blue, my cell phone. And he goes, Dan, it was a Stone Cold Steve Austin here. He said, I know that we didn't talk much when we were both working for Vince. And he said, you had your thing to do, and I had my thing to do. He said, a friend of mine just showed me a video just recently. And he goes, I had to give you a phone call. He said, Owen Hart. Well, I mean, he basically said Owen Hart are fucked up.
So Austin called Severn and said, Owen Hart fucked up and dropped you on your head. And he would know.
What?
So what? I don't have it on the soundboard yet, hairline. God damn it. What?
Okay, so I'll get the what, and then I'll get the tribal chief.
Yeah, get me a pack and get me where Dave Meltzer goes, Tony Khan. Get me that one too.
Huh?
Tony Khan. And then boost the volume as well. Sorry, guys, we're doing behind. Yeah, fuck all that. Let's get into
this. He literally dropped you on your head. He should not sit down on his butt. He should drop down to his knees. And I go, he did.
Dude, you can see his head under his ass, dude. Look at this.
Down to his knees.
Look. You can see.
Oh
my God! Did you guys see that?
He did incorrectly. He goes.
I'm so sorry. We're breaking this down, guys. I'm so sorry. Look at this. We got to bring it to the right frame where you can see his head outside of his ass.
But he should drop down to his knees.
Do you see? That's his head. That's Severn's head, dude. Now, is it his hair? Maybe a bit, but that's his head, bro.
I go, yeah. He did. He did incorrectly. He goes, are you okay? I go, I come up with a little comical line. I go, mentally or physically, and
so it takes a mental toll. It takes a mental toll on you as well, dude.
I said, honestly, Steve, I hit the top of my head and I had a bolt of lightning run down my spine and run down my leg. I said, it was all part of the angle. As I laid there, I didn't try to bring any attention to myself, but as I laid there,
Now, Owen Hart, hairline, do you consider him one of the GOATs? Like, obviously, Brett is, but Owen, do you consider him? Because to me, I'm always like, he's the biggest what if ever. But it's like, why did he do that to these bigger guys, do you think? Because he was used to doing that move to like smaller guys in Calgary? Like, why did he drop Austin and Severn on their fucking heads, do you think?
Maybe he just like felt like they didn't belong, or like I guess I'm kind of X-filing there.
Yeah,
I'm
that's crazy. You
speculating.
thought he really hurt people? Was like malicious?
Well, like God, well, like who is this guy? Like to run? Obviously, I know he's a UFC legend and whatnot, but like back then in WWE, who was he? This is just Owen
Dude,
Hart,
he walked into
injuring some
WWE with the NWA title, dude. And the
Oh, I sound
and
like
the
an
UFC
asshole.
title. He had the UFC title and the NWA title.
Well,
He's a legend, man.
It was Owen being a dick then?
I don't know.
I don't
That's
know.
why I was just
Right.
asking you, but goddamn, Hairline just hit us. He was hurting people for real. Black helicopters
Owen's definitely a
surrounded his.
goat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Derek Lewis is coming out.
make
Let's hear from another Derek Lewis, a UFC heavyweight legend who's interested in signing with the WWE, which has been the through line sort of through this show thus far. And he's stepping into the octagon right now. Let's hear from Dan Severn, though.
so that my hands are still moving, and that I could still move my toes. And even at one point, because I think I don't know if Owen realized at that point in time that he screwed up or he hurt me, and he knelt down because he's still trying to keep in match performance mode. So he kind of whispers, he goes, if he reaches out, grabs my hand, he goes, if you're okay, squeeze my hand. Why I did not squeeze his hand. And
Jesus Christ, man. He almost ended Dan Severn's fucking career too. Right. Maybe Owen just got sloppy, but I think they're spaced out because when he dropped Austin on his head, it was still pink and black attack. He's wearing the danger gear. So this is a long ass time later. Owens just needed to stop doing the drop pile. I know. I didn't even know he did it again. I thought he did stop. So this is crazy to me. Like, this is why fucking Grapple Vision, go like and subscribe. Like, this is what we bring here at PWT is some good content like this, other people's content that then I talk about with you guys. But for real, these videos, you're like I love Grapple Vision. Like, dude, I'll EFAP the whole channel. He's got some of the most incredible videos, or they have some of the most.
And the match went on to do is like, okay, paramedics are called in. I'm taking off on the backboard, neck brace, backboard. They carry me back. As soon as they get me back past the curtain, I get off. I get off the backboard, and that's when Owen Hart comes up to me and he's like, question me. He goes, "Why did you squeeze my hand?" But that's when I basically went after Owen. I mean,
why didn't you squeeze my hand? Well, you dropped me on my fucking head, bud. Like, what are you?
Not that's going to beat him up right then and there, but I mean, I went after him more, thumping him on the chest, the old thumping here, and I go, why did you drop me on my head for real? I said, you are a trained professional. I go, you're Owen Hart. I go, you're part of the Hart legacy. I said, if anyone should know how to do something correctly, you and the lineage.
And that's what I'm saying is what Severn's saying, right? So that's where me with the that's where the black helicopters go off. Because he should be, if anybody knows how to fucking tombstone a motherfucker, and he's only done the sit out, like, how many times did he do it? Those are like the 2 times. I've seen him do it other times in like highlights, but this is the only times that come to mind. And this one doesn't even come to mind until I just saw it now, but the Austin one infamously. So it's like he has to know what he's doing, but he wouldn't purpose. Owen's known for ribbing people, but it's not a rib to drop them on their head. I don't like to think he'd be malicious. So who knows, man? This, but
then maybe he was being sloppy.
Yeah, but Severn's like, of all people, though, who are you? Like, you're the like, you would know how to do this safely, right? So that's my conspiracy fucking ears go off. What were you gonna say, Hairline? Sorry.
No, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, maybe he was just being sloppy, but then again, he's a Hart. Should a Hart be sloppy? Like, that doesn't make sense either. Like,
yeah, right. That's where I'm like, why is it slop, or is it just that he was fucking around?
Say that you came with.
I would say, listen, well, here's the thing. I'd say we could ask Brett, but you would just start shooting on Goldberg, so it doesn't matter.
I was livid, and I go, if I should ever have you in the ring again, I said, I will not take care of you whatsoever. I mean, I was pissed because literally I know I dodged I dodged a bullet. I mean, it was sad to see what happened. What was Owen's demise, with the blue blazer gimmick and stuff like that. But that's I tell people all the time, there, James, that I've been hurt far worse in my professional wrestling career than I have been in all my cage fights, and I go, that's wrong.
So here's like a super fight champion legend, Dan Severn, saying, I've been hurt more in pro wrestling than I ever have in my pro fighting career. And Logan Paul, even though he hasn't really had crazy fights, but he even says it like, dude, fighting Kevin Owens is tougher than fighting Floyd Mayweather. Like I get my ass beat, and obviously he's like way bigger than Floyd Mayweather, and that's a joke if he even thinks that's legit anyways. But it's the truth about pro wrestling, man. It is a tough fucking, it's so layered and it's so tough. And even a legend like Dan fucking Severn's like, bro, I got beat up way more in wrestling than MMA ever. And yeah, I mean,
in Owen Hart's defense, Owen Hart always tended to put like a little bit of baby oil on his arms and on his chest because it made his muscles glisten when he went out there. So maybe it was the application of that, or maybe the fact that I'm kind of deceptive on my weight. I weigh more than what I look. I'm a little bit more denser.
Big bone.
But it could be a combination of those things. But at the same token,
I'm adjusting my mic and shit. But in defense of Owen Hart, he's saying in defense of Owen, like he put baby oil on. Maybe I didn't have a good enough grip, and he didn't have a good enough grip on me. Here's the scary thing about that tombstone is that, let's say, this is what I always think about, right? And I did some backyard wrestling, like ish wrestling, right? And like I've taken a tombstone from like a smaller, my little brother, just keep it shooting from the hip here. Not that I've ever wrestled, but it's like something that I don't want to do because he's smaller than me. Owen's smaller than Severn, and what he's saying deceptive about his weight, especially not in the height, like in the stockiness and like the actual meat on his bones, And so I don't know, man. I think definitely that could be a factor, like a factor of all those things. And he's telling like an old man's tale of fucking, the pro wrestling business. But at the same time, but yeah, that's why Ronda supposedly leaving UFC due to concussions makes literally no sense. Why go into pro wrestling if you're worried about head trauma? Exactly.
If, again, he's got me up. He should have been dropping down to his knees and not sitting on his butt.
And we can all agree with that, right? He should have been dropping down to his knees, not his butt. So now here's like a real shoot situation. It seems like, Hairline, what's your perception of this? You watch a lot of indie deathmatch shit. Here it seems like, what is this, two ladies? Is it two ladies? And they're about to get into some sort of situation in a gym in front of like fucking 11 people. So hopefully it was worth it. Hopefully whatever fight breaks out here was worth whatever, platform this was. PWT now. So let's go. Okay, first off, Hairline, what do you think about the spot? What do you think about the spot that they just set up here, dude? Like, look at what's going on here.
It's like a 450, right?
Super kick. Super kick. And he's cosplayed as Jeff Hardy, splats himself off the 450 and seemingly knocks himself out.
Yeah, I appreciate. Oh, okay. He knocked himself out, or he's selling.
Well, look at him, dude.
I mean, I know maybe he's just selling really good.
Maybe he's selling really good. I don't know, but that was. We're about to see though. Like we don't know. This clip could just turn into. It could take a drastic right or left turn. We don't know here.
And you're right, there was exactly 11 people in that.
He's fucking hurt, dude. He's hurt. He's hurt. That guy forgot 5th grade math after that.
I've always been so curious about.
Okay, so that was just like a botchamania. All right. So here's Braun Strowman with the Giga Chad himself, Chris Van Vliet. And they discuss when Brock Lesnar shot. If you guys haven't seen the clip, this one's infamous where Braun Strowman got a little rough with Lesnar. You know, kneed him a little frivolously, and then Brock hit him with a shoot right hand, and Braun got a little wobbled. He ate it, and he even owns it. He's like, yeah, the motherfucker. Well, you guys will see right here.
About the moment that happened in the ring between you and Brock Lesnar. He gives.
Shout out Strowman, shout out Wisconsin, shout out Hairline, and shout out Chris Van Vliet and Canada. We're doing shout outs tonight, guys.
Yeah.
Gives you some receipts. What's the actual story of what happens here?
I got a little overzealous with him, and he.
So let me break that down. I'm watching UFC right now, and Derek Lewis is getting wrestled out. Speaking of the graps, it's just not been an entertaining fight. But here, so Brock hits him with the fucking 2-piece, but it's like this though. It's like an uppercut and then a cross. Just
happens here.
I got a little over.
So that's like a little right hook, a little cross, and that's not even full power. That's not even full power. That's Brock just going, yo, calm the fuck down. So here, let's play this through. Sorry, guys, for pausing.
Been so curious about the moment that happened in the ring between you and Brock Lesnar. He gives you some receipts. What's the actual story of what happens here?
I got a little overzealous with him, and he had to
Wobbled
check
him
me.
for real. That's a real wobble. How he falls there, dude. For sure.
And that's just at the end of the day, it's too
Strowman ain't that good at selling. So let's be real. Here, look.
zealous with him, and he had to check me. And that's just at the end of the day, it's two big, dominant dudes out there going at it, and things happen. This ain't ballet.
Did you hit him by accident?
Yeah, I stiffed him on accident with the knee, and he wasn't happy with it, so he clobbered me in the side of the head. And I like to think I'm the only human on earth that's ever taken a right hand for Brock and didn't go night-night. I went 20 more minutes in the match.
And Brock still pulled that. I'm telling you right now, because just if you don't believe me, just look up Brock versus Heath Herring, and he punches Heath Herring with that same punch, but just a little more like up higher, like above chest line. And Brock and fucking Heath Herring does a backflip. Okay, he does like a full on. You can see Brock pulls it a bit, but that's a for real shot. Like, dude, dummy up. You don't fuck around here.
I think I'm the only human on earth that's ever taken a right hand for Brock and didn't go night-night. I went 20 more minutes in the match.
Did it hurt?
It didn't feel good. I mean, you can see the slow motion. My skull moves and then the skin catches up.
And he still pulled it. Yeah, dude, he pulled it because he doesn't follow through, right? So even Brock, he's not the most elite striker, but even he knows you follow through on real strikes. In pro wrestling, you pull back. So you just watch Brock, like he pulls back after the initial contact, right? So even he's like, this is a light Brock punch too. And just look at how, you don't believe me? Heath Herring versus Brock, you see a backflip. That's all I'm saying.
Slow motion, my skull moves and then the skin catches up.
Yeah,
awesome.
Leon, I knew Leon in the AWA, he was just breaking in. And
shout out fucking Stan Hansen, the GOAT.
I guess, it ate at Leon for a long time, and we're good friends. I mean, I like Leon, and I think he likes me. And, we have a part in history together, you know, he was you know, he was just starting out and everything, and they put me in a couple of matches with him, and you know, I went out there, you know, as a veteran, and in the sounds in the right direction that the match should have gone because of my position and Leon just starting out, even though he was a huge, big, strong athlete and all these, I mean, a legitimate, you know, type of guy, you know. So anyway, I went out, we had a couple of matches, and he's told me since that he says, you know, I read where they said there's never been a bigger mismatch in the history of pro wrestling as Stan Hansen and Vader, you know. And
Remember when Vader's eye popped out when these motherfuckers were going at it, dude? Dude.
Japan.
You ever see Boy Meets World hairline?
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, he was on there a couple
you-
times.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
He was
Fucking
the
shout out
bully's
Vader.
dad.
Shout out Vader
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and Stan Hansen, two goats, man. We got to watch some old New Japan shit. We're going to start cooking shit for the Patreon again, guys. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Oh, I am glad to.
Well, we
fucking
got
hear
to, bro. We got to,
That was
man.
always
We got
so
to,
fun.
bro. We got to. You know what I mean? But anyways, let's
Yeah,
continue with
There's
this. This
so
is
much
great shit.
deathmatch shit I have to show you still too.
Oh man, I don't even. Okay, we'll
No,
get
we
into it, bro.
have.
But listen, you're
Yeah.
Stan Hansen going on about Vader.
and I guess it really probably, you know, it hurt him, you know, it hurt him to read that, you know. And so anyway, so this match came about. Somehow they had a joint show over there, and they had a match between me and Leon, and you know, and he was wearing this big thing, and
The
the
thing that
Vader
shot
costume,
the,
and everything. I mean, he was over. I mean, he was over big time.
Derek Lewis just KO'd this guy and added to his KO legacy. The Black Beast and WWE are eyeing him up. Hopefully they sign him eventually. He's like 38. Hopefully he gets a big bag and, you know, does some cool shit in pro wrestling. You know what I mean? He's got another. He took his shorts off and he's going to say his balls are hot again. Oh, dude, he's airing his balls out on the knocked out guy. He waved his shorts on the knocked out guy, dude. Knocked him out in the third round. Spectacular. Round of applause for Derek Lewis, and hopefully the WWE sign him up. All-time knockout leader. Here's Stan Hansen talking of another country boy. I don't know if Stan Hansen's from Texas, but Derek Lewis is. So here's another, I don't know, Southwest boy. I don't know.
Anyway, they put us together, and it just, I mean, I knew it was going to be, you know, big old stiff match, you know, and sure enough, I guess, I mean, he was telling me the story.
Derek Lewis just threw his jock strap at somebody.
Here at WrestleMania just here recently.
Or pardon me, his cup, his jock strap, his cup.
He introduced me, you know, he was saying that he was walking, he told Inoki that he says, you know, I can't carry this thing on my shoulder and step up there to the ring with it. He says, well, why not? And he said, well, Stan Hansen, you know, he's not going to let me walk in here into the ring with this thing on it. And so he says, well, you know, I'm paying you to wear it or whatever. So anyway, sure enough, as he's coming up, I charge over, and I don't remember, you know, per se, but he was telling me, he says, you know, you hit the thing came back, broke my nose right off the bat. He said, you know, the thing hit me in the face and it broke my nose. The guy set it down. Anyway,
damn, like these
in,
guys
so
are
now
just
he's
throwing
seeing
blows,
red,
dude. Vader and Hansen, look at, dude. Like these are live rounds. Hey, hairline, like this is crazy.
Right.
He's seeing
looking
red,
like evil Matt Tremont.
Anyway,
you love fucking Tremont.
We just pounded the dog out of each other, you know, and it was, you know, I ended up, you know, I guess it hit him in the eye, and you know, and then he had this mask on too. And he pulled it.
I
I guess I
hit
just
him.
knocked the motherfucker's eye out of his skull.
Yeah,
Oh my god!
Pulled the mask off, and I, you know, I couldn't see. I could see his eye was, but you know, I couldn't tell because I can't see. I can't see past here.
Jesus, that's gruesome, dude. Hey, that's fucking brutality, man.
You know, but anyway, so that's how it was.
Oh,
but,
so you just were protecting yourself. He was being
well,
really
yeah. I
subdued.
mean,
that's Hannibal interviewing him. Hairline. What do you think about Hannibal?
Oh, Brian Last is a jerk.
He was pounding on me, and actually, you know, Mike Tyson fought
Is that the one he
Buster
lost?
Douglas
Yeah.
the next day.
Yeah.
And so, you know, in the dressing room, or you know, sometime after, you know, Leon said, "Are you going to the fight?" And I said, "No, I'm not going to the fight." And he says, "There won't be any punches thrown harder tomorrow night than that were thrown in that match tonight. I'm going home."
And you guys outdrew them too, didn't you?
Huh?
Didn't you guys outdraw the Mike Tyson fight?
You know,
You
I
had a
don't
bigger
know.
crowd.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know that.
If you're new here, be sure to hit
He's I don't know. Did we outdraw Mike Tyson? Maybe. I don't fucking know. That's hilarious,
he
man.
tried
So
to, like,
yeah,
throw
shout
him one. He tried to like throw him one and put him over, and he was all like, "Oh, I have no idea, brother."
out.